Before, you all thought love and hip-hop was messy. You haven't even touched the surface, baby. It wasn't just any caste quarrel. It was a personal matter. It was a surgical procedure. It was war. With her voice calm and her eyes frigid, Mina sat in front of her live camera. Despite everyone's expectations of another dramatic outburst, she quietly spoke the words that would completely upend the reality TV industry. Did you really think I wouldn't say anything? After that, 2025 descended into one of the most disorderly, destructive, and scandalous seasons of reality TV ever. You see, no one wanted to believe the rumors when they initially surfaced. Erica was well known for her dramatic outbursts and situations that made headlines, but attention wasn't the point this time. Truth was at issue here, or it was, according to Erica. People's jaws dropped at the mere accusation. The man who had been everything to Yendi Smith was Mendeecees. Erica's baby was purportedly born to her spouse, her king, the man she supported during his years in incarceration. Not some anonymous hookup, not Safari, Yendi's spouse. At first, the internet was unable to process it at all. The hip-hop and love enthusiast, Bass who had witnessed judicial battles, baby mama drama, secret weddings, and infidelity scandals. They weren't even ready for this degree of treachery. There was no plot to this, it was a bomb. This wasn't just a one-night stand, a drunken error, or a fling, according to Erica. There had been a private DNA test, she maintained. A posh clinic, not one of those low-cost walk-in laboratories. It's the kind of location where the famous, the rich, and those who need their secrets kept go. They break your life while serving you cucumber water. Erica said the outcomes were obvious. 98% likelihood. The father was Mendeecees. However, the test disappeared before she could make the announcement and before the whole public could obtain. It disappeared as if it had never been. According to the lab, they never got the samples. The employees left the grid. For maintenance, the website was unavailable. The lead physician vanished while on vacation abroad. As if someone or several people wanted the evidence buried, all the trails leading up to that test were abruptly removed. And that someone was none other than Yendi Smith herself, Erica said. According to Erica, Yendi made the test disappear before anyone could see it by using her contacts, PR team, legal team, and industry power. However, because this story does not begin with Erica's bombshell, let's take a moment to go back in time. No, the seeds were sown long ago in private discussions that took place behind locked hotel doors, out of sight of cameras and producers. Details were leaked by insiders, information that only strengthened the plausibility of this controversy. It seems that during a night of filming in Atlanta in 2023 for a love and hip-hop reunion crossover, producers inexplicably ordered cameras off for 2 hours. 2 hours? Nothing but darkness, no footage, no explanations. Crew members reported seeing Erica stealthily depart the hotel floor where Mendeecees was sleeping later that same evening. She was trying to hide from any cameras or employees while wearing a sweatshirt, big shades, and a head down. 10 minutes later, Mendeecees emerged in the same attire as before, with the exception that his shirt was now inexplicably inverted. Rumors were started by that alone, but nothing forewarned anyone of what would follow. Erica remained silent for several months. She kept quiet. The drama was thought to be over. Erica has another meltdown. Another chapter came to an end, but Erica was making her argument while everyone else was preoccupied. Then, without warning, Erica flipped the switch. She was gathering receipts, Uber logs, hospital records, text messages, screenshots, and even voice recordings of Mendeecees whispering nervously, "What if that baby really mine? That wasn't an accident. This was strategic." Her first clue was a mysterious Instagram post featuring a picture of her infant son and the terrifying statement, "His real father knows who he is." The message went viral on the internet. Photographs were compared by fans. Every blog, gossip website, and fan page was overrun with side-by-side photos of Mendeecees and the kid. People focused on the baby's eyes, smile, and nose. The same recognizable grin Mendeecees wore in his own early pictures. While Safari's silence was deafening, even casual watchers were noting, "That baby got Mendeecees' whole face. Ain't not one Safari feature in sight." Nothing. No pictures, no posts from delighted dads, no videos of adorable infants. It appeared as though Safari had completely departed the stage of parenting, and many who know him well say that's exactly what happened. It is said that as soon as Erica told Safari she was expecting, he asked for a paternity test right away. The findings were allegedly inconclusive, and Safari completely withdrew from the relationship, emotionally, financially, and publicly. He had no intention of claiming a child that he was uncertain was his. Then Yandi arrived. Yandi went live, when the internet was ablaze with rumors. She broke down, however, rather than refuting the allegations. She sobbed uncontrollably while pacing back and forth on camera, yanking out her hair and tearing off her eyelashes. She said, "You idiot, Erica! You destroyed my family!" She cried. For more than 15 minutes, she ranted. However, Yandi never once said, "That child isn't my husband's," not once. And that silence, that icy, scary silence, spoke loudly throughout the entire performance. The bloggers jumped on the video in a matter of hours. Videos of Yandi's collapse went viral on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Yandi breaks down over DNA bombshell. Marriage in shambles. Men's caught up in paternity scandal, read the headlines. And suddenly the rumor turned into a full-fledged narrative. The mayhem didn't end there, though. Screenshots started to circulate. Mendeecees allegedly wrote, "You know this changes everything if he's mine. We need to talk. Yandandi can't know, not yet." In claimed text exchanges between Erica and Mendeecees that were discovered just weeks before the kid was delivered. Yandi shared Bible passages about betrayal and facing God's most difficult challenges weeks prior. And just when fans thought things couldn't get much worse, security footage from a posh hotel in Atlanta was shared anonymously. The video was timestamped 6 weeks prior to Erica's delivery. The footage shows Erica sneaking into the hotel while disguised, followed by Mendeecees and his aide. Erica stayed in the penthouse suite for over 6 hours after the two of them arrived. The receipts continued to pile up. Safari remained silent while all of this transpired, and that quiet began to seem deliberate. According to people close to him, Safari was aware of what was going on behind the scenes from the beginning, and didn't want to be involved in the chaos. Then, suddenly, a second voice joined the clamor. Samantha, Mendeecees' ex-girlfriend. Speaking live, she stated, "This ain't even the first time Mendeecees stepped out on Yandandi. I said it. Now the truth catching up." She even hinted that there might be more secret children out there that the public was unaware of, and the kettle exploded right when you thought it was about to boil over. The actual DNA test results, which would turn out to be the most devastating evidence yet, were leaked by a Mendeecees family friend. Neither Yandandi nor Erica Mendeecees posted them. This unnamed source instead shared the documents with the caption, "Sometimes silence ain't strength, it's guilt." Probability of paternity 99 was printed in strong black letters, 92%. Social media crashed rather than merely reacting. Hashtags were popular. The memes went viral. Fans became divided into groups. Team Erica, Team Yandandi, we need the whole narrative. TikTok fixes overflowing feeds. There was constant coverage on Instagram blogs. Weekly episodes of entire podcasts, devoted to dissecting each new leak, cryptic post, and subtweet. At that point, Yandandi finally took legal action. She filed for legal separation, citing irreparable hurt, public humiliation, and emotional hardship, according to multiple sources. Their once ideal marriage had now been formally dissolved. Even yet, Mendeecees wasn't prepared to concede the game. Mendeecees made the famous reality TV Hail Mary. "We were on a break." Yes, he used the notorious Ross Geller defense in private emails that were leaked between his staff and producers. The fans didn't believe his claims that he and Yandi were briefly apart at the time of the baby's conception, that technically it wasn't cheating, and that Erica was aware of the situation from the beginning. Receipts demonstrating Mendeecees posting romantic anniversary tributes to Yandandi during the purported hiatus were displayed. In the comments, fans directly criticized him. "When you were referring to her as my queen on Instagram once a week, you weren't taking a vacation." Nobody knew who was lying by this time, and someone else wrote, "You weren't on a break. You were just sloppy." The internet was ablaze. The next chapter was just getting started, and fans were still processing everything that had been revealed. Because the financial battle started in the background as soon as Mendeecees received the legal separation documents. According to several sources, Erica was now getting ready to submit a formal petition for child support and full paternity establishment. Celebrity-tier child support, not ordinary child support. Each month, we're talking about tens of thousands of dollars. Mendeecees wasn't just any man, after all. As a public personality, he was still involved in commercial agreements, sponsorships, appearances, brand alliances, and love and hip-hop contracts. Insiders close to Erica's legal team claim that her attorneys were prepared. They pulled up receipts showing Mendeecees posting romantic anniversary tributes to Yandhi during the alleged break. Fans called him out directly in the comments. "You wasn't on a break when you were calling her my queen every week on Instagram." Another wrote, "You weren't on a break, you were just sloppy." And at this point, nobody knew who was lying anymore. The internet was on fire, and while fans were still trying to process everything that had already leaked, the next chapter was just beginning. Because as the legal separation papers landed on Mendeecees' doorstep, the financial war quietly began behind the scenes. Multiple outlets started reporting that Erica was now preparing to file an official petition for full paternity establishment and child support. Not regular child support, celebrity-tier child support. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars every single month. Because Mendeecees wasn't just any man. He was a public figure still attached to love and hip-hop contracts, business deals, sponsorships, appearances, and brand partnerships. According to insiders close to Erica's legal team, her lawyers were ready to demand full access to Mendeecees' financials, his business ventures, his production deals, joint assets with Yandhi, even properties that were supposedly held under their family trust. And if Mendeecees thought the separation with Yandhi was painful, he hadn't seen anything yet. Because under New York law, if paternity was confirmed, which at this point the leaked test strongly suggested, he could be facing upwards of $15,000 to $20,000 a month in child support alone. But it wouldn't stop there. Erica's lawyers were reportedly preparing to subpoena Yandhi as a key witness. Why? Because Yandhi shared businesses and finances with Mendeecees. They'd want to pull her into court to testify about their household income, their joint ventures, and their timeline of events during the so-called break. Suddenly, Yandhi's silence wasn't just emotional, it was legal. And while these court preparations brewed, Erica played her next card publicly. She started granting interviews. One by one, she sat down with podcasts, YouTube channels, and gossip blogs. Every word was carefully chosen, but every word cut deep. In one interview, Erica said, "I didn't destroy their family. The lies did. All I did was shine a light on the truth. They built this image like they were royalty, like they were untouchable. But everyone bleeds when the truth comes out." The more she spoke, the more her audience grew. She became the villain who didn't flinch. And the fans, they ate it up. Even people who normally disliked Erica were now admitting that her confidence was chilling. Her receipts undeniable, and her strategy ruthless. She even updated her Instagram bio to read unbothered, unbought, unapologetic. And when a fan commented under one of her posts saying, "This too shall pass," Erica clapped back instantly. It won't pass until the truth comes out. And trust me, it's coming. And then came the rumors of the televised paternity special. Multiple inside sources revealed that Erica had pitched an exclusive paternity showdown, a televised live event where the DNA results would be read in front of a live audience. Erica on one side, Mendeecees on the other, an envelope sitting in the host's hand. The working title, "Whose Baby Is It Anyway?" Mona Scott reportedly shut it down immediately, calling it exploitative, dangerous, and damaging to the franchise's credibility. But not every executive agreed. Some producers were allegedly shopping the concept to Bet Plus and Zeus Network, arguing that in today's viral culture, scandal sells better than any carefully scripted season ever could. Because whether you loved or hated Erica, she had done what no producer ever fully managed. She broke the fourth wall of reality TV and weaponized real-life scandal into career resurrection. But while Erica capitalized, Mendeecees was spinning. According to multiple staffers, Mendeecees refused to film for Love and Hip Hop during this period. Every time production tried to schedule scenes, he either canceled or ghosted entirely. Instead, his entire response came down to one simple Instagram story. A black screen with white letters reading, A real man handles his business in private. Fans dragged him for it. They flooded his comments. Private? After all this, sir, your business is already worldwide. The memes kept coming. The fan pages exploded. And while Mendeecees tried to stay invisible, Yandandi was quietly falling apart. She completely withdrew from public appearances. For weeks, she posted nothing but cryptic Bible verses, silent videos of her walking near the ocean, long captions about betrayal, strength, and forgiveness. Her fan base split, some supporting her for being the strong woman, holding her head high despite humiliation. Others calling her out for allegedly trying to cover up the truth and enabling Mendeecees. But then out of nowhere, another surprise player entered the chat, Jim Jones. During an Instagram Live, a fan asked Jim Jones about the scandal. His response, he simply shook his head and said, "Men's wildin', man. That's all I must say." That single sentence sent dips at fans and the entire love and hip-hop community into full meltdown. The memes went viral instantly. Even Mama Jones couldn't resist throwing shade. On Facebook, she commented, "I always told Yandy, keep your eyes open. Men get weak, but women will shake your whole world." And guess who liked that post? Erica. The internet ate it up. But beyond the memes, the subtweets, and the gossip blogs, things were quietly becoming extremely dangerous for Mendeecees behind the scenes because the legal paperwork was building. Multiple sources confirmed that Erica's legal team filed official motions requesting financial records, not only from Mendeecees, but from love and hip-hop producers as well, to prove how much he earned during the relationship and how much of it Erica could potentially claim for child support. What started as messy reality TV scandal was now fully bleeding into courtroom warfare. And for love and hip-hop as a franchise, this was becoming a full-on crisis. Mona Scott was reportedly holding emergency meetings with VH1 executives. According to insiders, Yandandi allegedly refused to film with any cast members who continued associating with Erica, which included not just fellow castmates, but even a few producers. Entire filming schedules were canceled, episodes scrapped, contracts renegotiated. Rumors swirled that Mona was considering a complete reboot, a new city, a new cast, and completely cutting ties with Yandhi, Mendeecees, and Erica altogether. Her alleged statement in a closed-door meeting summed it up. "If they want to act like children, we'll treat them like children. We've replaced bigger stars before, and just as everyone thought it couldn't escalate any higher, another leak hit the blogs. This time, an anonymous hospital nurse allegedly contacted one of the biggest gossip outlets with more receipts. She claimed that when Erica delivered the baby, no father's name was listed on the birth certificate. Allegedly, Erica told hospital staff, "Leave it blank. I need to confirm something first." The nurse also claimed that Mendeecees was seen pacing in the hospital parking lot the night of the delivery, never entering, just waiting outside nervously before driving off. The timeline matched everything that had already leaked. The secret meetings, the hotel footage, the DNA test, the meltdown, and the separation, and then came the biggest financial threat yet. According to new documents, if Mendeecees officially loses the paternity case, which was increasingly likely based on the leaked 92% test, his child support obligations wouldn't just affect him. Because he and Yandhi are still legally married, his debts could bleed into her finances as well. Joint assets, shared businesses, property holdings, all potentially vulnerable. Suddenly, what started as one woman's messy accusation could collapse. 3 households, 2 careers, and potentially the entire love and hip-hop empire. And how did Erica respond while all this unfolded? By doing what she does best, staying one step ahead of the chaos and monetizing every second of it. She posted a TikTok clip with a caption that sent fans into full cardiac arrest when they said, "I couldn't win without drama, so I brought the DNA." The DNA. Legendary behavior. Some fans now wondered aloud if this was Erica's master plan all along. The timing, the precision, the calculated drops of information. First, the cryptic post, then the receipts, then the test results, then the interviews, then the court filings. Erica didn't just stumble into the scandal. She orchestrated it like a media genius. And the payoff, it was massive. She reportedly landed offers for new spin-off shows, interviews, and even a rumored 6F-figure Your Zeus Network special all about her side of the story. Meanwhile, Mendeecees was barely seen. Paparazzi caught him once slipping into a courthouse, with his lawyers wearing dark shades and refusing to answer questions. Reporters swarmed him, yelling, "Is the baby yours?" But Mendeecees stayed silent. The only word that came from his camp was a brief, carefully crafted PR statement. Mendeecees is focused on handling all personal matters privately, as they involve minor, children, and family privacy. By now, the fans were exhausted, divided, and obsessed. Some declared Erica a manipulative villain who purposely blew up a family. Others saw her as a woman finally taking control and exposing the double standards women often face. Some fans even argued that Yandandi had spent years building her perfect wife image, while allegedly turning a blind eye to her husband's behavior. And now the truth was catching up. Even inside the love and hip-hop world, sides were being chosen. Cast members who had previously stayed quiet began speaking out subtly through likes, retweets, and shady captions. What was once just a messy reality show scandal had now evolved into an industry earthquake. The DNA test wasn't just paperwork anymore, it was a weapon. And still, Erica promised one more bombshell. In her final interview before court proceedings, Erica smiled into the camera and said, "This is just the beginning." Because when the real paperwork drops, trust me, the world's going to learn who's been protecting who for years. Some of your favorite producers, cast members, and executives, they've all known. And with that chilling promise, the entire internet held its breath. Because if Erica was telling the truth, the next leak wouldn't just destroy a marriage, it could burn down the entire love and hip-hop empire.